How do you do? Just a word of friendly warning. I think it will thrill you. It may shock you. It might even horrify you. So if any of you feel that you do not care to subject your nerves to such a strain, now is your chance to, well, we've warned you.
Better you than me, man.
Hey, listen. We're recording. If you don't want to be on their show, you can go out in the living room.
Fine.
Okay.
Take my mason jar of water and
You fucking fuck. Welcome. Episode something or other. We're going to talk about Stephen King today. We were off last week, and I know it was terrible. Mm-hmm. It's terrible.
Terrible for you guys, yeah.
It's great for us.
We just missed Dolly Parton.
I don't think that's true.
Supposedly.
Give me a minute.
Did you say supposedly?
Yes.
With a B?
That's how you pronounce it, right?
Yeah.
This is Night of the Living podcast. We're going to talk about Stephen King movies this month.
Did somebody reset you? Because I feel like you just said that exact same thing when we started.
I know, weird, huh?
Somebody hit Amy's reset button.
We actually had to re-record the beginning because Freddy's mic wasn't on, and I'm starting to think that was a good idea.
Kelley just busted through the fourth wall like the Kool-Aid Man, like BAM!
Amy, you should cram it.
Oh yeah.
I'm Amy. Freddie said I should cram it.
You should sit and spin. Why don't you?
Some people like sitting and spinning.
Twirl like a lawnmower.
Kelly's here.
Oh, I had a lot of margaritas last night.
That's good.
Strawberry.
Mikey B.
Shouldn't make like a leaf and break.
Oh.
Wait, that's not right.
Get out.
Get out of here.
I'm out.
Get out.
Leave it alone. No, not.
Andy, would you push his rolly chair out of the room?
You yikes.
So let me wind up real quick.
Goodbye.
I'm going to kick you like in 300 into the pit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is Sparta.
So we took a break last weekend because a few of us were heading to Dollywood, and some employees there were like, "Oh yeah, Dolly was here. She was at the 2:30 parade."
You sure they weren't just fucking with you?
I think
Do you
they
think
were.
they tell everyone that Dolly was
Do you
just
see
here?
the way Amy said it is not how they said it.
Oh, okay.
They were like, "Did you see Dolly?" And they're like, "She was here today." And it still sounds like I'm bullshitting, doesn't it?
Because I looked on social media, there was no pictures.
Is there any way to say that without it sounding like fake if you're an employee at Dollywood? That's all they have. It's just telling people that Dolly was there today. Hey, y'all go on over to the River Rapids ride. Dolly's got her titties out up there. Go on. You get up there, you're like, oh, you just missed her. She's at the snow cone booth now.
I feel so manipulated.
I mean, think about it.
But like after they told us that, we felt so heartbroken.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. It's always been a dream to be in Dollywood while Dolly was
Dolly's
there.
there.
However, I'd like to think that they were just pulling our, like it was like a Santa Claus thing.
Okay,
like,
wait,
Yeah.
you have to keep Dolly in your heart.
They could see we were children
well,
at heart.
Yeah.
I give them props for their execution.
They probably did it to
because
14 people that
They
day.
did it real good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They did.
I believed them.
Or are we just stupid?
Well,
Yeah,
one
could be.
time I had to call Disney about a reservation. This was years ago to get something changed, and they were like, "Oh, so you're in Cincinnati. I see. How's the weather there today? I have family. Blah blah blah." And I was like, "And where are you at right now?" And they're like, "Oh, I'm actually in the castle in the Magic Kingdom." I'm like, "Really?" And they're like, "Yeah, that's where the call center is. It's actually in the castle in the Magic Kingdom." I'm like, "That's so awesome!" And then later I was like, "That can't be true."
It's not.
How do you know?
Because their calls.
I'd like to go to Mollywood, where they just give you Molly and you just sit around and make
I think
out
it's
and
fine.
rub each other.
Molly Ringwald.
I think their
Yeah,
call
that's-
centers are in Tampa.
That makes sense.
Anyway,
It could still be in a castle.
Yeah,
I don't
true.
think Dolly was there. They would put pictures of it on their Twitter and Facebook, and they didn't.
Sure.
Let's hope.
Sure.
Because
Maybe
here's
it
the
was a
thing.
secret visit.
Like, why would she be their secret? Like, you would think that if Dolly was at Dollywood for a day,
They'd be like, "Get your ass out here! Dolly's gonna be here today."
she'd be waving at people.
Remember the way we were supposed to frame this was we were in Dollywood when Dolly was there.
We're
That's
supposed
all
to
you
tell
gotta
everybody
say.
that.
That's all you gotta say.
It happened.
Yeah, it's
That's all you
real.
gotta say.
I saw her brother.
It's all real.
We did see her brother
Mhm.
and a
her
bunch
niece.
of cousins and second cousins.
Yeah.
Her
And
her
third
brother
fiddle
Golly.
cousins.
Yeah.
Golly Parton.
Go. Yeah.
Golly Parton, you mean?
And Andy learned a Dolly Parton song that was educational. Andy, care to share?
What?
Your new language you learned.
Quiche.
Oh, I did. I didn't get the Rosetta Stone on it. I still don't understand Pig Latin.
Yeah, there's a song in
Igpe
this
Adelaide?
show. They do this show with Dolly's family. They perform it, and then Dolly is on a screen.
And they interact with the
And they
video of
interact-
her.
Yeah, they interact with her. But there's a moment that gets real trippy where they're doing all this regular Dolly Parton stuff, and then she's like, well, then I wrote a song in Pig Latin. And she starts singing in Pig Latin, and then she talks about slapping somebody's face.
She forces her family to sing, which is also, let's just shade Dolly for just 1 second. If she was truly in the park that day and her entire family
Yeah.
are performing a show with her on a screen,
Yeah.
and
That's
she could have
some
done it
shit.
live,
Yeah.
no, Dolly wouldn't
Yeah,
do that.
that wouldn't
Would
be
you,
very
Dolly?
cool.
Come on.
But as
Would
weird
ya?
as the Pig Latin was, it was very disturbing when she sang in like a baby voice.
Well, then she did the thing
yes.
about her doll she made out of corn silk.
She sang Tassel Top.
Tassel Top.
as a little baby voice.
Then she
Yeah.
talked about the voodoo fetishes that she made
Yeah.
when she was in New Orleans.
She's like, would you like to learn about Gregory?
Tassel Top, you're my only friend.
There was no greater lover of Pig Latin than my mother.
Yeah.
She loved Pig Latin.
Pig Latin.
Okay,
That's for
Kelley,
sure.
can you tell us how to do it?
S-E-A-I-A-N-K.
Yeah, Igpe.
Oh, that
Adelaide.
explains it perfectly.
You
then.
put-
You take a word,
Yeah.
like, let's say the word is play.
Yes.
Okay? And then you take, okay, let's do a different word.
That's a
You
real
take a
tough
word
one.
like, let's take a word like pig, right?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
You take everything after the first consonant, ig, and then you take that first consonant and add a, so igpe is pig.
Okay.
Atenlay
Mhm.
is Latin. Igpe atenlay.
Now-
And if it's something like is, you just
Yeah.
say is
Yeah.
a.
It's A. So you'd be Andy
Erger
A.
Bay Inke.
Rizzo.
Original O. A. Ikenche.
And which say
Andwiche.
is a, is pe, of a, itche.
So recently,
Upfe, at they, and which
Wow,
say,
Kelley.
it's a, otne, a, and which say.
Kelley is fluent. I'm
It's
impressed.
a, arbage gay.
I noticed that Kelley recently went on an anti-Pinterest rant on Facebook.
Ukfe, interest pay.
So
it's a, oopit stay.
We decided to make a Pinterest page in Kelly's name that showed all the stuff he loves, like Journey, the original chicken sandwich from Burger King.
Courtney Love.
Courtney Love.
I can't wait to go pin stuff.
Like our bodies to the wall.
There's
be
not a
exciting.
board big enough
it-
for all the stuff you
Are
hate.
there like spiders all over it and
Oh, moths.
moths?
You would crash that website.
A butterfly tried to chase me in Gatlinburg, and I was so sad.
Yeah. I'm getting better with butterflies.
I don't like them.
You going to exposure therapy?
I don't listen. But I recognize that they're beautiful. I don't want them to touch me, but I'm getting better.
Yeah.
I saw an injured one in my yard, and I felt sad for it.
Yeah.
I
Injured?
Yeah, it was like on the ground, and it
Well,
looked
I
like it
don't-
couldn't get away.
I
It
don't
was
like
probably
anything
drinking
that's
water
hurt.
if that makes you feel better.
Well, it was on. There was no water. It was on the concrete.
Oh.
Did you put it out of his misery?
No, and it just kept flopping around. I felt real sad for it.
You get a big rock and just smash it like a deer.
I wouldn't do that.
That's how you do it.
Hey, Andy, can I tell the listeners about what we did?
Did you guys smash a deer with a big rock?
Yes, a deer.
Confession.
Sacred
So,
deer.
we were driving. It was the morning we were going to Dollywood, and we were driving in, and we
Hollywood
were behind a truck. Hollywood Day.
Oh, this is great.
We were behind a truck that had a Confederate flag sticker on it, and it said, "We fought the first war on terrorism."
Ace Stray.
Very.
So
Airy
we,
Vay.
so we walk in and I'm like, Amy, if the truck is still there, we're going to spit on it.
It parked right by us.
When we leave, we're going to spit on it.
So
and
we're
lo
leaving.
and behold, guess what's there waiting for us in the parking lot?
or anything? You just spit
No.
it
Yeah,
out.
they don't want to do the actual damage to it.
Still, it's
I don't wanna
bad.
go to jail.
I don't want to encourage people to
Nobody
spit on
see
cars.
you do that.
You should have seen the big old loogies they hawked on that car.
Cars, we did do it. So here's the thing: you can wash away spit.
Yeah.
You can't wash
Sorry.
away racism.
Well, true, but you can't wash away keying a car. That's going to cost money to fix.
Yeah.
So at
Well,
least
we're different people.
So I felt like I did my part, and I felt better for one whole minute.
We're crusaders, guys.
So
You're
Andy and I are
welcome.
heroes, no big deal. But we totally did it. And then we ran to the car, got in it really fast. We're stupid.
Okay, but like I
It
draw.
was a shadow. I thought it was a dent.
What?
I thought I saw a dent.
Freddie was caressing my microphone.
I was. It was sexy.
I All right. you
Okay,
two.
like I said, the Confederate flag bumper stickers are bad enough, but this one went beyond the pale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck that guy. I hope that whatever dormant diseases in his body that were going to come out when he was old come out now.
Syphilis.
Come
Yeah.
out to play.
Like I want
Congenital syphilis.
I want like your dick to fall off,
Huh.
sir.
Yeah.
Then what will his sister suckle upon?
Oh.
Oh, it's like Def Jam up in here.
Yeah.
Mic drop.
So I just want to say that be bigger than us and do not spit on cars.
You
Go
just want to say
high.
doobie?
Don't go low.
I disagree. Sink to whatever level you can.
I'm just sick of it. I'm just sick of your fucking proud racism. Go eat a dick, you piece of shit. I hope you fucking die!
Love wins.
Love Trump's hate, y'all. Love Trump's hate.
When they go low, we go high, I guess.
We got to find another word to replace Trump with.
Mm-hmm.
Like
How
we
about
can't-
Elsa?
We can, yeah, love
That's
Elsa's
too pretty.
hate.
Look,
There's a dog here looking for
loves
some kisses.
you.
Like when we play like,
Oh my god. She is such a little. Why does she love Kelley so much more than me? I feed her.
I'm amazing.
I like. I give her kisses and belly rubs. I take her to the vet. Oh wait, there it is.
I think she's attracted to humility.
It's his humbleness that she's really
My modesty.
into.
She-
So anyway,
that's why she kisses him so much, because she can taste the humility on him.
I'm not proud that I spit on that truck. Don't.
I'm proud of you.
Okay, I'm not proud of it either, but it felt really good.
It felt like what I needed to do.
I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
That was a good thing you did.
But like Amy said, we ran like little bitches
Like
afterwards.
little fucking girls.
Yeah, it's spit. It's,
It's
a
just
sign of
spit.
disrespect. It washes away.
Exactly.
You know, you disrespected the bumper sticker.
I did drink a bunch of Peyton Dinner just before today.
I would have tried to have worked up a nice wet diarrhea to just drop on the hood.
Well, I ate a bunch of bologna first, and then I spit on it.
Does bologna strip paint?
Yes, it
that's
does.
a bunch of baloney.
Anyway.
Baloney.
You chewed up a bunch of
Do you know
malarkey.
in prison,
Yeah.
spitting on somebody will get you killed.
I feel like there's
It's the
a lot
biggest
of
sign of
things in
disrespect.
prison.
That's true. Too much eye contact.
Nope, that's the only thing, Kelley.
That's it.
Waking up.
Stealing somebody's bologna.
Stabbing someone else and failing to kill them.
Yeah.
Throwing water in their face.
Being white, being black, being Hispanic,
Being alive. Yeah.
Convincing people Dolly Parton was in the park.
Oh.
I just think that was
working
shit.
there.
Cut, step that.
That's true. Working at a prison will get you cut.
Mm.
Anyway.
Hey, real quick.
Oh,
Andy and I saw The Killing of a Sacred Deer, and we talked
And
about
it
it.
bummed them out because they're like, why would someone kill that sacred deal?
It was so sacred. You can hear that at patreon.com/NOTLP. And another cool thing, stick around for the end of the show because Patron's Choice is the month of December. So we're picking our 3 patrons. You can be any level. You can be any level. And are we gonna pick one each week or okay? So we're gonna pick our first patron today.
No, we're gonna pick them all.
We're gonna pick all 3?
just so they have time to pick the movies and get them back to us.
All right. You don't want to do one a week to encourage
No.
people to become patrons?
Fine.
That makes more sense to me.
But I just don't want it to hey, we need your movie at the last second.
Yeah.
I like what Andy's
okay,
doing.
we're going to go ahead and do all 3, but we'll do it again in the future. This will be one of those cool
Yeah,
things.
this
that we
will
do
encourage people in the future to give us money.
in future.
give me your money.
You might have the chance to program a show for us.
That's
So
right.
Give us money.
Give it.
So we will pick one of our 90 patrons, and we will send you a message on Patreon once we've done that selection at the end of the show.
You're excited. I can see it in your nipples.
She has such expressive nipples.
Dolly?
I don't know, whoever Kelley was talking about.
Who's buzzing?
Our patrons.
Huh.
They have expressive nipples. So we haven't talked to you since we did our live show at the Overlook Lodge on the 30th, and it was a lot of fun. It's on our
on Facebook. If you go to facebook.com/NOTLP, you can watch the whole video there.
It was probably our best live show, I think.
Yeah,
It was a lot of fun.
I think thanks to Kyle for filming it for us because we did that because I realized it takes me forever to work on the live shows, and we still have a bunch of them in the can that we haven't gotten around to.
I would love for everybody to hear our Purge one.
Yeah, we should put that out and maybe Whorehound Weekend one of these days.
Hey, why don't you? Hey, Freddy. Hey, Freddy.
Man, it got so. Where'd
It
the
got-
light all
It
go?
got dark in here.
Yeah.
Hey, Freddy.
Mm-hmm.
Hey.
Yeah.
Hey.
I'm sorry, it got dork in here.
I'm going to cut up all your fucking clothes.
Speaking of Whorehound Weekend,
Uh-huh.
None of us went.
None of us went. It was the first one we've ever missed.
Yeah.
So it didn't happen.
So we hope that, but people still told people we were there, like, you just missed them. They were in the parade.
Oh, we were in the all around parade.
So I hear it was a huge success.
Is it 'cause
And
we
supposed to
weren't
be really
there?
fun. It was because we weren't there that it was a huge success.
Oh my
Huge
God.
success.
I knew it. I knew what we were. Well, here's the thing
It's
about.
because we're the four horsemen.
Yeah.
So the thing that always happens when me, Freddie, Mike, and Andy leave town to go have fun is tragedy strikes.
Tragedy.
And
true.
what happened this time?
A bunch of people fucking got shot up in a church. Listen, I really don't want to think this is my fault, but like
It's not your fault.
the evidence is starting to pile
It's not your
up.
fault.
It's not your fault.
It's not your fault.
Starting to
Yeah,
pile up.
it's all of our faults, Amy.
Do you remember the world's most tragic Disney trip we took?
Oh my God. That
Children
was
were
awful.
eaten by
Was that Alligator
alligators.
It was Alligator, Christina Grimmie, and the Pulse nightclub shooting.
All happened on that trip.
On our trip, and that was all in
We
Orlando.
were supposed to stay more
Yeah.
days, but the world
I
couldn't
see what you're
handle more
saying.
tragedy.
It's your fault because you go. That is your fault.
Well, ever since we killed our wife and threw her in the well, things have not been
not the same.
normal.
Oh well.
Who can just afford to just get rid of a cow? The cows are not cheap.
I know.
No, but going to jail for the rest of your
Neither
life for
is
being executed.
murder.
It's pretty expensive.
It's pretty expensive.
Murders work. So sorry.
Not sorry.
Sorry, not sorry.
Hashtag
what-
sorry, not sorry.
When we go on our cruise, the world's just going to end, isn't it?
Yeah. Let's
Think about that. There's gonna be a lot of joy with the four horsemen of the apocalypse spraying everywhere.
I'll try not to have too much fun.
What if we have
No.
to
I'd
live
love to see-
in the ocean?
Sorry, y'all.
I'd
Gonna
love
be
to
so much
see
fun.
an old timey Disney style short with the four horsemen of the apocalypse, sort of like
does.
Sleepy Hollow.
But Donald Duck is like one of them. He's famine.
Yeah,
We'll be off the grid then.
But
So
yeah,
this
just
could
like
be
the
a
Three
really good
Caballeros.
research project.
that little
right
parrot
now.
is one of them.
You and Mike were both talking. I got kind of part of what each of you said.
So, Kelly, what did you say?
I said I think it would be adorable for Disney to do an old timey like
Right.
Sleepy Hollow style Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse. I said that little parrot from the Gay Caballeros would be one of them.
Yeah.
Three caballeros. So, Mike said.
And Mike
And
was
I
saying,
said this would be a great research project because we'll be off the grid and we'll
Yeah.
have no idea. So it's untampered research.
I can't wait. I
And-
can't wait to disconnect for a week.
Yes.
It's going to be great.
It's going to be great.
Andy and I are going to buy the highest internet package and install it on your phones.
Well, I can't wait to come back to the rubble that is our lives.
Yeah.
Because Kim Jong-un is going to kill us all.
Oh, God.
We won't be irradiated.
But Trump and him
irradiated
can be
'cause-
friends. They can be friends, maybe.
Sure.
I'm going to turn on my heart light while we're gone. So it'll be okay.
Sorry about burping into the
Yeah,
microphone.
you should be. Before we move on, we have some congratulations to push out into the universe
Let's congratulate.
from our birth canals.
Our birth canals.
Can we first say happy birthday to your mom?
Yeah!
Let's say happy birthday, Mary Ellen. You're a
Happy
great
birthday
mom.
to my mom. She's 60 years old. She'd be horrified that I said that, but I think that's
She
great.
looks awesome.
Yeah, she does.
I want-
60's young.
I want to be telling people my mom's 90 years old, so
60's
shut
the
up.
new 30.
Yeah. So there.
Mm-hmm.
So then I'm 37. I should 37's the new 16.
That's right.
Yep, it's reversed.
I will
Yeah.
say, 40, I felt younger at 40 than I ever have
Yeah.
since I was a child.
I think it's some kind of like wisdom you gain.
It's a defense mechanism
That too.
to protect you from thinking about death too much.
So happy birthday to my beautiful mother.
Yes.
Also, pushing out congratulations via our birth canals
Yeah.
Yeah.
because other people did it.
Push.
People got a case of the babies.
That's right.
Yeah.
Miles
our,
and Caitlin.
her friend, a friend of the show, Miles,
Yeah.
and Caitlin. Have congratulations on little Jack,
yeah.
and a friend of the show, Damien.
Yep.
He had yet another baby.
Yeah,
for you, David.
It's three. And it's real cute and
Yeah.
chubby. And they named him Henry, right?
I'd like to know how your dog is dealing with it all, people. So more stories about that.
And they both have little dogs.
Mhm.
So,
Too.
Little dogs.
so much love to the little
Yeah,
dogs.
to Kentucky.
families.
I want you to be good nanny dogs.
I feel sorry for Damien's got to go right back to work in a whole nother state right after his little chubby little baby boy came in the world. So that's got to be tough.
Sure.
Way to bring it down.
Thanks,
Yeah,
Freddie.
yeah. But
We
he's
were
doing it
trying
for
to do
horror
something
films.
good.
It's for horror movies, though. So
Yeah.
it's a good
Remember,
thing.
Remember how mean the Peter Pan dad was to Nana the dog?
Yeah, he
And
was.
it's like, motherfucker, you leave your kids alone with a dog. What do you want?
He wants the dog to be his wife. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
Motherfucker, what do you want?
I just don't understand.
She's like, I'm just a nanny. You've got to stop harassing me, Mr.
Darling.
Darling, thank you.
Yeah,
The dog talks? That's amazing.
Well, only to the husband.
The dog does fly.
only in his mind.
And only in his
Bitch, you
mind.
heard a goofy?
Garsh.
Well, sometime I'd love to talk about the the science of Disney beings.
I know.
No, as long as you have,
Pluto, Goofy.
as long as you have clothes, you can talk.
Yeah. Why in Duckburg people have pet birds?
That's fucked up.
Yeah, but
Oppression.
Bambi doesn't wear clothes.
He can't. Oh yeah, he can.
Bambi's not part of that universe. Bambi's a different part of that.
That's just a hallucination.
Because Dumbo's wearing a hat. Does Dumbo wear a hat?
Who? Dumbo?
Dumbo's not part of that either.
Did Dumbo talk?
You have
What are we talking about?
you have Disney proper, which is the world, the universe of Mickey Mouse
Okay.
et al. The Duckiverse,
Duckiverse.
and
I'm Duckiverse. I like ducks.
and then you have your movie. Those are separate. Bambi is Bambi. These are part of the same universe.
Do cars evolve?
No,
Do they have religion?
we're not talking about this.
Nope.
Am I allowed to lay down under the table?
Are you gonna dream?
I'm gonna dream.
All right.
Perchance to dream.
It's just a wish your heart makes.
Mm-hmm.
Has everybody seen Thor yet?
Oh,
Yes.
Just
so good.
Go see it if you haven't yet.
So great.
It was perfect.
Yeah.
There's one thing, one criticism I have.
Oh my god.
No, there was not enough Valkyrie.
She was great.
She was awesome.
No, like the fight that was in the trailer where all the Valkyries are coming from heaven and on the Pegasus.
Oh, you mean that part?
yeah, I
You
thought
wanted
it was
more of
gonna
that?
be
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. Kate Blanchett. First of all, I didn't even know it was her.
Yeah, she was so good.
She was so good. She had a sexy walk.
You can tell she was having fun on this movie.
She was having
Yeah.
fun. She was
Yeah.
awesome. Great villain. One of the better MCU villains.
Take
for
take
sure.
that, DC, and your Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman was still pretty good.
It was okay.
I'm proud of
It was
Gal
not
Gadot
remotely
right
as
now.
good as Thor, but sorry,
I haven't seen Wonder Woman.
it's
to see
good.
it.
I haven't either.
We
It's
we
good.
rented it on iTunes.
I mean, it's better than like the first Thor movie.
Sure.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Well, then I want to see it.
It's better than the second Thor movie.
I didn't even see the second Thor movie. The first Thor movie, I went to sleep.
I still
Yeah,
haven't finished the
I
first
was not
Thor
a fan of
movie.
But here's the thing: I really like watching it. I really
Yeah.
liked Chris Hemsworth. I was like, this guy's awesome. He's charming. I love
Mhm.
watching him. But the story they've packed around him is very boring.
The second one's really good, though.
Is it?
Yeah,
Dark
World.
Universe or
Yeah.
Dark World?
Yeah. Amy, I guess, didn't like it so much.
I'm not a Thor person.
The third one though is like so great.
It is great. It's perfect.
It is great. It's because it's fun.
Winter
Yeah.
Soldier is still the best MCU movie.
In a way,
Don't make me fight
Thor
you.
Ragnarok reminded me of Hell Comes to Frogtown and Ice Pirates and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Or-
It's like, well, I think it was very much meant to be like a Flash Gordon.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep, Flash Gordon, definitely.
Flash.
I would put Civil War above Winter Soldier, by the way. Civil War has Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Spider-Man is in my top 5 now.
It's great, too. Spider-Man Homecoming, very
Is
good.
there an Ant-Man sequel coming?
Yeah. Well, it's the it's
Wasp
the
and Ant-Man. Yeah.
Ant-Man is not my top 5.
Ant-Man's a great one.
I really
Yeah.
liked Ant-Man.
I did, too.
Yeah, that snuck up on us. I didn't expect that to be so good.
The funny ones are turning out to kind of be the best ones.
Do we put Deadpool?
Deadpool's not part of the MCU.
Deadpool is not part of it. Nope.
Yeah. It's
Why would
it's
I
part
even-
of the Sony
The Foxiverse.
Fox.
It's
thing.
part of the.
Yeah, the Fox. Sorry. Yeah, they have 3.
Is
Yeah.
that Brian
yeah, Sony
Singer?
is separate.
That's
too.
X-Men.
Yeah.
X-Men's Brian Singer.
Oh,
So can we write that off too?
we got a few problematic men running around in these universes we need to take care of. Gal Gadot is trying right now. She says she's not going to do a sequel unless Brett Ratner's kick the fuck off the franchises.
Oh, he was part of the.
Well, I gotta tell you something. If everybody refuses to work with on any project where someone has done something sketchy, we're not gonna have any more movies. This is Hollywood.
Well, then there's a chance for other people to step up
Yep.
Yeah. That's
Women.
true. Let's have some.
in 3D.
But
'Cause
Amy,
I
I
like 3D
want-
movies.
but
so
Amy, I
hope
want
they're
good
stepping
movies.
up. Are 3D?
Oh.
Oh shit.
problematic.
Hey, Andy.
Yeah, it's a joke, Amy. Jeez.
Hey, Andy.
What's the guy's name that directed Thor?
Taika Waititi?
Yeah.
Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
I just watched What We Do in Shadows again, and that was so good.
That's a great
good.
movie.
Have you seen Hunt for the Wilder People?
No.
Fantastic movie.
Need to see that?
Yeah, I've seen it twice. It's so good. It has a lot in common with Thor, I think, like tone-wise. It's real funny. and
He's
cute.
part of the discovery of Flight of the Conchords, right? Like he had something to do with that, or am I just being
No, like
regional?
He knows those dudes.
Jermaine Clement was in like a lot of his stuff.
Okay,
Yeah.
so just if they've just collaborated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So
they're
new
both-
voices. I think that's awesome.
It is awesome.
We need some.
It's awesome.
It's awesome.
Okay.
All right, we're good now?
Mm-hmm.
We should tell everybody we're going on a health kick for 30 days so we
Oh
can
my
get in
God,
better
Freddie.
shape for our cruise.
Oh.
So hold it to us, people. If we're on Twitter asking for Twinkies, don't send them.
You can send me Twinkies. I'm not on a health kick.
Hey,
I'll join.
Freddy's not
I'm
in
in.
charge.
I'm not really
of
on
my
a health
body.
kick, but I'm
I'll make lifestyle choices.
trying to heal my foot.
Yeah.
Okay, let's try to heal
Mm-hmm.
all of our.
All of our metaphorical
Ailments.
foots.
Yeah,
Did you say anal mints?
ailments.
And all your anal mints. All your anal mints.
Ooh, anal mints. Those are delicious.
Yeah, they are.
I think they taste like shit.
Isn't that in Sound of Music?
Okay.
Now, that's what you use when you're getting ready to perform analingus.
Anal mints.
Pop a mint.
This is okay. We'll be back.
You don't really need a mint.
Hello, boys and girls. It's time for Straight-to-Video Russian Roulette.
Welcome back, everybody. Andy,
Amy, don't kill it.
Freddie, put a shirt on.
No.
He's good,
It's
man.
too warm.
He's fine. It's his house.
Don't kill it, Andy.
Don't.
Don't.
You guys, just don't.
Look.
We do what we want.
Kill what you want
Kill or be killed.
I kill what I want.
when you want.
And also, don't watch this movie.
Oh.
Don't.
No.
Oh.
Amy,
What?
don't.
Okay.
It's no good?
So the
Snow
premise
bad.
is it's a it should have been like an episode of X-Files or Supernatural.
Yeah.
It's about this demon that possesses bodies, and when you kill the body that's being possessed, it jumps into you. So it's hard to control because it's always jumping bodies.
Oh, so
Right.
it's sort of like a rip-off on Fallen, which was a good movie.
Oh yeah.
This has Dolph Lundgren in it. Lundgren?
Todd Rundgren.
Todd Rundgren. Liv Tyler's dad.
Lundgren.
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 My London grin is going down.
My London.
That's I feel that's an underrated song.
It's a fat beat. Stupid lyrics, but a fat beat. Good
Oh.
to dance to.
There's a lot of good Fergie songs out there, y'all.
I've come come around on Fergie.
I like
Ferg.
I like Fergie Ferg on her own. Do not like Black Eyed Peas.
I got that MILF money.
Did you say DILF money?
Yeah, that's what I said.
Glamorous.
Oh, big girls
Flossie
don't cry.
Flossie.
L-A-M-O-U-S.
I really like what's that one?
I got that MILF money.
I like that one. She's like she can't help it. The girl can't help
Oh
it.
yeah.
Oh,
That's
that's
a good song.
That's a good
I like
song.
her cover on Kids Incorporated.
Kids Incorporated.
She was on Kids Incorporated?
She was.
She was Kids Incorporated.
Stacey Ferguson.
She does this awesome song with a clown. If you YouTube it, it's
Oh, dear.
fantastic and will creep your shit out.
All right.
Highly
I'm doing
recommended.
So when you're
Unless
like,
I've ruined all those names, which I do have a potential to do.
Hey, you did.
It's called "Get Your Finger Out of There, Clown."
it. And it was Tina Yothers.
Well, I love Tina Yothers.
Because they're so easily mixed up together.
You remember when Tina Yothers went on Celebrity Fat Camp or whatever it was called?
Oh, she did.
Yeah, or maybe it was just a real life. It was one of those.
Did you just think Fat Camp because like she's kind of a bigger
No,
lady?
but it was. I feel like that is what it was. But I might be remembering it slightly wrong. It was one of those for sure.
So this conversation is the best part of this movie.
Oh, yeah?
She sings "Say You, Say Me" with a clown.
Oh my
In
god.
Kids Incorporated. You need to YouTube it. Also, it's a special moment.
Can I tell you something? Speaking of the 80s and Say You, Say Me, there was that show Put on the Hits where you lip synced to things.
Yeah, I remember that.
And then like you moved forward because it was a competition, and there was a teacher who did that, and he brought a student with him to sing too, like a little girl. Also, I've only seen this when I was a child, but I still recall it. I was like, this doesn't seem right.
What was he singing to her?
Say You, Say
Delight?
Me.
Oh, okay.
But he was like, everyone loved it, and it's probably just being sweet, but it was weird to me as a kid. I was like, I don't know about this.
It's weird.
Yeah.
So you were like a pedophile prodigy. You sensed things that were wrong before you even knew it.
I don't even know if it was just. I was like, why did he bring her here? She's not his daughter.
More of a pedophile whisperer. You don't want to be a prodigy in that.
I don't want to be a prodigy.
Maybe they were on the lam and they're trying to win money to keep going.
She was actually an adult with that disease
Like
where you
that-
look like a kid.
That teacher in Tennessee, was it? That kidnapped that girl.
You know. Anyway.
She probably went with him, though.
That could have been like any of like 50 cases.
All right.
So this movie should be killed?
Yeah.
So this has Dolph Lundgren in it, and he
Right.
does this weird accent where he does the he sounds like a Native American.
Oh no!
Freddy does a really good one, but I don't know if we should. If we can't anymore.
I don't know. Am I enough Native American to do an actual
He
Native
does.
American?
He has Native American in his ancestry.
in my pants.
I'll do an act. I don't care about backlash.
Okay.
You're just talking about the old
In my tribe.
yeah.
Yeah,
They called me the killer of Rocky.
Yes, the movie Native American voice.
He's like,
you know?
I was living here long before
Yeah.
you came with your fatty bacon.
The buffalo.
Yeah, I
and
don't
your
know if
eggs.
he intended to do a Native American voice because he plays this demon hunter
Yeah.
that's very grizzled and been through it all, seen too much shit.
And the character's name is Damon Hunter.
Demon Hunter. Demon Hunter and jelly cocaine.
Jerry Cocaine, give me a break. I think Michael Caine named his son Jericho.
I love that.
Michael Caine.
I love that a writer is like, let's name a character Jericho.
Kane.
Makes sense.
What are we talking about?
End of days. Jerry Cocaine.
Jelly cocaine.
I remember.
My name is Jelly cocaine. Get out.
See, you know how that was the best part of that movie?
Yeah.
Like Dolph Lundgren's weird Native American voice was the best part of this.
It's the only part I remember, except for when Gabriel Byrne got that mother and daughter to fuck him at the same time.
And this, it was pretty gory. if you like gore, there was this one point where, like in cartoons where you eat something really hot and your head just pops off.
Yeah.
They had a moment like this where a gunshot made a head pop off.
That's
but it wasn't like the head went up.
Oh.
Like it was like it had like a chili pepper or something.
It was like the effects team was like, whenever you see people get shot in the head in movies, it just like looks too real. Let's do something different this time.
Yeah, it looked like Mama had a baby and his head popped off.
That's
Oh, dear.
Why is that problematic?
I don't know. I just
Okay.
I'm tired.
Hey, babies' heads pop up all the time.
Yeah.
Where do you think they got the little rhyme from?
That's why you gotta watch their necks. So
That's
carefully.
why you have to get rid of all the dandelions in your front yard.
Mm.
So, is that all you got for
Do you
us?
know why I said that?
Otherwise, babies' heads will pop off.
Yeah, because
I know that's what we did.
Okay. I just wasn't
So
sure.
look,
Yeah.
you can't see the room full of dudes just doing that little thumb motion. But trust me, listener, it happened.
Butt trust her.
Butt trust.
But do you think that happened at one
Give her
point?
your butt trust.
Like a head popped off in a field of dandelions?
The Butt Trust and Loan Company?
I'd like to apply for a butt loan. I'm all out of butt.
You don't want one butt. You want 50 butts.
See, Andy, you're not controlling the segment enough. This is what's going to happen.
Well, then it doesn't need to be controlled because
okay.
the review was real simple.
Yeah. Demon
I
possession.
it was real boring too.
It was dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they made like a supernatural episode into an hour and a half movie.
Right.
So
Okay.
and there were
Demon Hunter.
I'm fine with that.
and there were angels involved somehow.
Well,
Yeah.
What?
Say what?
Should have just watched a prophecy instead.
Okay, well, Andy, thank you for your review. Sorry that this happened to you, but it happens to all of us one time.
Hey guys, just don't kill it.
Don't kill it.
Don't.
Don't pop its head off.
If you
Because
kill
if you
it,
kill it, you get infected with it.
Yeah.
You kill it, you keep it.
Oh.
you break it, you buy.
Oh,
Play
no.
pay.
You bag
Okay.
it, you tag it.
Oh.
Freddie,
Yes, ma'am.
this gun is loaded with one movie bullet. Spin the chamber.
You
You
fuck
ready?
with it. You stuck with it.
Oh.
Sorry, I had to get one last one in.
All right, Freddy, go. You live.
Thank you, Amy.
You learn. I'm sorry. I hate doing that, but it just popped out.
It's a reflex.
You learn. Mikey B.
Hey,
Yes.
look what's coming around the bend, guys. It's the fire trucks. It's from the song.
Mikey B, this gun might go off, spin in the chamber. That's spin in the chamber.
That's what it sounds like.
You live.
The
Yes.
cool ghoul. The cool ghoul just handed me the
Hey,
gun.
Amy, it's your turn. Is that better?
Somebody pick up the phone.
Now it sounds like
I died.
you did your roulette in the Jetsons car.
I did. Oh, the good news is I've already seen this
You
movie.
done your homework already.
I did my homework. Miles, who we were talking about earlier, who is a father now, suggested
Father
this.
Miles.
You have a baby, you get to recommend a straight-to-video Russian Roulette movie.
Yep.
It's just that easy.
Just that easy. I actually also heard about the movie from one of my social media friends, Carly. She was like, "This is fun, found footage movie," and I'm like, "Well, then guess what, Freddie? We're watching it. It's on Amazon Prime. It's called Bad Ben.
Bad Ben.
It's got a prequel and a sequel also on Amazon Prime.
One
Yes.
called Good Ben, one called Batter Ben.
Actually,
Yeah.
it is called Batter
Batter
Ben.
Ben.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
I feel like, Amy, you should watch either the prequel or the sequel since
Okay.
you've already seen
All
that.
right, I will.
Is the prequel just Ben?
It's about the family that lived in the house before Ben.
All right.
Seriously? No.
Shh, let me read
Oh,
the description. Bad Ben is the name of the movie. Tom Riley invested every penny he had into buying a home at a sheriff's sale that he hoped to flip. Almost immediately, unexplained events happened, which led him to realize the house was possessed with the spirits of the previous owners. All the footage was
I
captured
like
on
that he
it.
realized it. He was just like, oh, right! I know what's happening.
Ding, ding, ding.
All the footage was captured on a cell phone and downloaded from the cloud server of 21 security cameras installed in the home by the previous owners.
That's what they have to use for the description.
Honestly, I'm not. Nope.
Don't say it. Save it.
And I will watch the sequel as well, Batter Ben. I'll talk about both.
The sequel.
The sequel. Sequel.
You'll be sequestered.
I'll be sequestered as I watch the movie. I thought, well, whatever. I'm not. No spoilers.
Yeah. Save
I'm not
it.
going to tell you how
Save
I
it.
felt.
Save it.
Miles thought it was terrible
In all
in
capitals.
capital letters.
I don't think that's fair, but we'll discuss it next week.
He has baby brain right now, so.
Yeah, who the fuck knows what that going on in that guy's mind? He's coded and spit up.
He didn't
Can't be
like Kong
trusted.
Skull Island either, so I don't know.
Oh, I loved that.
Mm-hmm.
Idiot. All right, we'll be right back.
This week's main attraction is 1922, based on the novella by Stephen King.
2017 to
I'm
1922.
laughing because before Amy pointed at me,
No, I'll fucking murder
it
you.
was time to start talking.
I will spit on your metaphorical truck.
And then she yelled at me for talking. And then she pointed at me for real. And I just waited because she had yelled at me.
How would you ever know? How would you know what's right and what's wrong?
So Freddie threw a tantrum.
I am like Pavlov's dog.
I'm gonna murder him, you guys.
So this week's main attraction is 1922, based on a novella by Stephen King, Return of the King. That's the theme of the month. Starring Thomas Jane, unrecognizable.
I love him.
Yeah.
As Wilfred James, Molly Parker as Arlette James, and Dylan Schmid as Henry James.
Schmied.
Then the neighbor,
Not quite
James.
Schmidt.
Yeah, not quite. You got Neil McDonough as the patron of the neighbor's
I
household.
love Neil McDonough.
He's great. Caitlin Bernard, she's hot, young, up and coming actress. Is her? That's how people describe her on her IMDb page.
It's okay
Yeah.
to call her hot.
So that means she's hot and young and upcoming, and she's coming up. So she'll be coming up. Zach Hilditch directed this and wrote the screenplay based on the novella. He also did These Final Hours and Transmission, which I think was a short.
Somebody get the transmission fixed. I can't change gears.
You can change goes.
I had heard really negative things about this movie before I watched it. Which
And then
might-
you're like, oh yeah.
yeah,
I liked it.
kinda.
Was it that bad, guys?
It wasn't that bad, but it was really slow. Too slow for.
I liked it.
I
thought it was
watched
so
it.
boring. There are things about it. I always like Thomas Jane. He always like kind of loses himself. Lose yourself. Mom spaghetti.
Yeah, Deep Blue Sea.
Yeah. And
So
the sweetest thing.
sweetest thing.
yeah.
Oh,
Was he in The Sweetest Thing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Was he really?
Yeah.
You
Are
couldn't
you
tell
guys
it was him
dollying
because
me?
he lost himself in a role.
He was
Like
the
you're saying.
guy that they were going to his wedding
Yeah.
or whatever.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Ah.
They put a fake nose on him in this movie, and you could barely tell it was him.
He was in that
Really?
movie where he played a cult leader, like a David Koresh style cult leader.
He had a
That was real
prosthetic
good.
in this?
I'm pretty sure that was a
No.
prosthetic nose, wasn't it?
And a prosthetic penis.
Why?
You didn't see it, but
Why would they have
yeah,
done
it went
that?
on.
What do you mean? Why would they have done that?
I
Was
don't
the
think-
character described as having a giant nose?
Why? Maybe they were trying to hide that it's Tom Jane.
I think they were.
hot ass Tom Jane.
I'm pretty sure they put something on his face
I don't
and
think
gave
so.
him different teeth.
Shaved his eyebrows.
I'm almost 100% certain. If anyone can confirm that.
Oh, you might be. I mean, I get it. He definitely had a different face.
Yeah, like I think they did some things. Like I'm pretty sure they put a prosthesis on his nose, not a big one, but just a small prosthesis. And then I think they had capped his teeth.
I just think he just looked grizzled from like a
Yeah.
farmer does from
Yeah.
being working so hard.
But he was the best thing about this for me. I
Yeah.
like him.
It
Everything
was-
else
I
was
don't
boring.
know. His performance was very uneven. At
Yeah.
times it was very comical, like a little too.
Jordy Verrill-esque, is that what you're saying?
No, it's just like very cliche almost. Like as he sounded like he was 70, even though
you in 1922, everyone
was 70.
Everyone was 70.
It's hard living, man.
I gotta say, there's a certain kind of Stephen King story that this is.
Yeah.
That they're the ones that don't always work for me. This very much reminds me spiritually of Dolores Claiborne a little bit.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
I mean, sometimes you know how I feel about Uncle Stevie.
Uh-huh.
I love him. He's my hero. But like, he does tend to sometimes repeat things. So like, I feel like there are like moments where I'm like, you don't even realize that you're actually like cribbing from your own
Yourself?
past stories.
so was the
I think he does. I think he considers that like a riffs on a theme.
You think? Oh,
Because he addressed that on Writing and on Dance Macabre, I think, where he's like, it's okay to revisit your own work. He's like, he actually talked about that some, about that's part of his strategy in writing.
It seemed like a similar world, but not necessarily similar themes to me. I mean, the themes in Dolores Claiborne were so much about like women empowerment and abuse and whatnot, and this was more about like inheriting the sins of the father and
maybe
This was
themes-
the dude view.
Well, themes was maybe the wrong word, but like there felt like there were parallels
Tropes
in the storytelling.
Guilt.
murders.
Yeah.
Well murders,
Wells.
dropping bodies down things.
I'm telling you that well was perfect because it did. That's
Spousal
the first time
murder.
I thought of Dolores Claiborne was when I saw that well. It's very similar.
Yeah, spousal murder.
So this is set in the same town that Mama, what's her mother Moses,
Mother Abigail.
yeah,
Hemingford Home.
Yeah,
By the way, spousal murder going to be the name of our hardcore industrial band.
yeah. That's a good
Hardcore
one.
K-pop, I thought, but
No,
whatever.
you're wrong. It's
So their
industrial.
their whole beef comes because
it comes because they have to hide her body.
under a cow.
See what I did?
The beef.
Mm-hmm.
That's where the beef comes in.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
It was a milking cow, not beef steer.
Oh,
City boy.
well, you can cut beef off of that cow.
City boy.
It's still beef.
Yeah.
Beef is beef.
That's
You don't eat a
utterly
milking-
ridiculous.
Oh, don't try to.
You guys are milking this one.
Let's move on.
I've got 4 stomachs.
and Kelly wins the pun contest.
So, Mama's going to leave him start a dress shop in the city because she realizes her land is worth quite a bit.
And she hates her life now.
And
Yeah, she
she's
doesn't
like,
want to be a farmer's wife.
That sounded like a country song.
well, it's the opening to Green Acres, you know. Living. It is a reverse Green Acres.
It is
what
a
this
reverse
movie
Green
is.
Acres. Ava Gabor loved it.
Mm-hmm.
Arlette hated it.
Yeah. And he's like, forget Manhattan, get in the well.
Well, no, because here's the thing. She offers him a compromise.
A very fair compromise.
She,
Oh yeah, he fucks up.
like,
yeah.
she's like, listen, we can get divorced. I'll sell the land. You can have half the money, and I'll be out of your life, and you can do whatever you want, but I'm just taking the kid. And he does what so many men have done.
He masturbates in front of her without asking.
No, he kills her.
Oh, okay.
So here's the thing.
No, he asked first.
He did ask first.
He's like, "Man, I kill you." And I say this to Freddie. How often do I say this to you when we're watching a Dateline?
Don't
with
kill me and
similar
put me in a
themes?
well.
Just if you want to leave me, just leave me.
Yeah.
No need to murder me.
There is a lot of that going on. I don't understand why people murder instead of divorce.
I know.
Divorce just looks bad.
Well, because he's...
Isn't it funny when that's the excuse for like, divorce? I would never recover from being a divorcee.
Yeah, but what would people say?
Yeah.
But
They'd be
it's
a
like-
murderer.
They'd say, good for you for not murdering.
But in this case, it's a case of he thinks that
Mike wanted to say something.
Oh,
You
I'm
did
sorry,
not
Mike.
even
Nope,
fucking give
that's
a
good.
shit.
I'm good.
And you know what?
Yeah.
I think I'm going to have to kill you, but you know well.
don't put us in a well. What were you gonna say, Mike?
I was just gonna
you
say
had-
this is literally a film about like dying on mountains. Like, what are the
Yeah.
principles that you're gonna die? It was so important for him to win that he was willing to just die.
Yeah. Did it
He was
feel
going
like
to
that
die.
arrogant to you, or did it feel like he was just scared?
It felt very arrogant to
Yeah.
me,
So
because
I
even
read
to
it
the point that the wife there's that moment where she gets out of the car and you're not sure if there's like an implied affair. She's with somebody
Right.
else and she's basically calling her own shots and kind of gives him like the walk by punk face.
Yeah.
And it's just like, okay, well, we're battling, but I'm gonna win. And he says that to her. He's like,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm not gonna. It's very calm, but I'm not
It's
gonna
a little
lose this
thing.
one.
The only
Called
part,
toxic masculinity,
The
where
only-
he has to call the shot.
yeah, because the only part of that felt not reasonable. Please understand what I'm saying.
Yes.
The only part where I could wrap my mind around that being his plan is like losing the kid. But that was a very weak kind of like you know.
It's like, how far away are they
connection.
from Omaha?
Um,
You can go see your kid.
otherwise,
did
it
you see
sounds
him
very much like
Try to crank his fucking car started. He was like, I don't want to have to do that all the time.
Here's the thing, like in what was the dude who wrote The Ruins?
Scott
Smith?
doesn't sound right.
a simple
Doesn't
plan.
matter.
A simple plan,
A simple
Scott.
plan.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
Simple Plan, if you've ever read that, I know there's a movie too, but like just you fuck up and then it just compounds and compounds and compounds. And you don't even think about that from the first moment where you decide to do the thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
But thanks to movies and stories like this, I will always think that way because I don't want to get stuck in the hell that is the end of the bad thing I did.
Right.
Is my sentence making any sense?
Yes, they're willing to do anything to not face the consequences. But I think if you take it, like to me, this movie reminded me more of a movie like A Simple Plan, which I loved, or Cold in July, which took me a second, but then I didn't come around to loving it because there were fun moments. This was just like,
It was a
this is
slog.
this
It's
guy,
dour,
and
yeah.
I'm going to not really emote, and I'm sure that was hard for him to do, but not give you anything except for I'm going to win. If it at all
conniving
cost,
man.
if it means going to hell, going crazy, I will win.
And I will get my kid. I will warp my kid into it too.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's so important for me to have him that I'm going to make him help me kill his mother. And not... Like, what is wrong with you, dude?
I will say I like when his mom is talking to him about like banging his girlfriend. She's like, just don't go in the house.
Yeah, and she said, "Don't
Stay out of the home place.
She
Stay
said,
out of the home
no,
place,
no,
yeah.
no poke,
No,
No
poke.
poke.
no poke."
You could rub your stuff all over her, but just
And maybe the mom was like a little bit of a bitch. Sure, that's fine. She might have been a little bit, but she was stuck in a situation
Oh, no,
she
she-
didn't want to be in.
there's no.
What are you going to do?
This was clearly like she really was pretty reasonable.
Yeah, but like
I mean,
in the
like
end,
maybe she had like a slight attitude. That's certainly nothing that
She
earned
was
murder.
she was drunk. Anybody would
Right.
be crass and stuff.
Well,
But
she
no,
was mean
but-
to her husband, but he was being unreasonable.
But the movie kind of made it justifiable in a little bit of way because they made her kind of like
Well, you're seeing his
I know,
point of view.
yeah, exactly. He's not a reliable narrator.
He's the one
but-
telling the story.
Yeah, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Like,
quick-
but it doesn't like justify what he did to her.
No,
On a
no,
I
matter
just
not
think
at
this
all.
is interesting in the power struggle of it. You like kind of, I don't know if King's like intentionally playing around with men and female roles in power struggle, but like he actually is more passive than she is. And I think that's a little bit unusual in this scenario because they do kind of make her, you know, you're kind of annoyed at her a couple times, the looks, the glances, the comments or whatnot, but it's like nothing she's saying is unreasonable.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, and well, and there. Just a real quick aside, I thought it was funny that I laid out some questions from Table Topics in the Art of Conversation, and one of them is, "What's the funniest advice your mother gave you?"
No poke.
No poke.
No poke.
No
No
poke.
poke.
Stay out of the home place.
Yeah, stay out of the home place, or you.
Well, I think what you're saying about that does go towards like that. I think pushing people to think that it was just a win at all costs. It had nothing to do with her really as a person or her suggestion. He just wasn't going to let her tell him what was going to happen.
Right.
You know, if he'd come to it on his own, he might have sold the place off. But to have her tell him, you know, this is what's going to happen, he's not going to handle that. You know,
Right.
There's a great moment that kind of sheds light on his thinking when he's talking about the neighbors situation.
It's Elsa playing with her squeaky toy.
Yeah,
Mike
yeah.
and Nandy are like, "What is that noise?" And I'm like,
the
"It's
rats in
Elsa."
the walls.
It's Elsa
I look in
squeaking.
Kelly's direction.
Thinking it's him making a squeaking noise.
Do you hear the squeaking, Kelly?
I heard it,
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but I didn't care about it.
they cared about it.
It didn't confront.
Well, I
me.
was just worried, like I had something,
rats are in the walls.
somebody under my chair or was hurting something.
Dying.
Or,
Yeah.
sure.
So,
Speaking of cribbing, this is definitely a Telltale Heart story, right?
oh,
Like, this is
it's Telltale
Yes.
Heart and the Rats in the Walls. It's a mashup of a lot of like Poe and Lovecraft
Yeah.
stuff. Then when he's thinking about the neighbor and he's talking about how his wife says the right thing, which is whatever you think is best, honey.
Yeah.
And they cut to that. You know, he's kind of talking about in the indoor plumbing and everything, and
Everything that Neil McDonough's family has.
and Neil McDonough, you have it all.
Mhm.
But
What a shitty dude you are. That, but I mean that's just me opining as a 2017 lady.
we were out.
Fuck
Remember when the
you,
power
dude.
went out for a couple of days?
You want to eat my asshole or not?
Amy almost threw me in the well.
Do
when
you
the power
want
was out
me-
for 2 days?
To smash your face in? Do you want
Listen,
me to do
those
that?
are those are two very different things you just suggested. One is very nice thing. Do you want to eat my asshole?
What if I didn't clean it up? What if
And
I didn't
then-
clean it up?
And then the second thing you said, do you want me to smash your face with a hammer? Now that's a very confusing set of choices.
Well, Amy, think through this. If you kill Freddy,
You're right.
you're going to have to buy a cow
I
Yeah,
know.
and then you're gonna have
I'm about to dig a well.
to cover up Freddy's body.
So,
Hey!
yeah.
Here's what I'm gonna need. Okay,
Go
this is
on.
the hill
Yes,
I'm gonna
please.
die on.
Mm-hmm.
Please stop bringing up the one time 7 years ago that I got upset about the power being out for a day.
Upset. She almost put me in the well. She's kicking me.
I'm going to get a
Kidding
text
me.
for any moment from Amy now.
Yeah.
No, because now I understand the wages of my sins. Thanks to a simple plan in 1922, that if I killed him, it's gonna make my life worse. So I'm just gonna.
Yeah.
Well, you already wrote me in. I got to help you get rid of the body.
No, I'm not gonna kill him now.
He's like the sun.
I'm just gonna stay and keep him alive
You're like the
Yeah.
rain.
and
But
fucking make his life miserable.
It's a crime of passion, though.
Did
You don't think those things through.
You're right.
Did I see this or make this up? This was kind of a hard movie to stay awake through
Yeah.
all parts of. It's almost 2 hours long
Yeah.
movie, and it plods.
Ooh.
It definitely does. But did the kid and the mom have like a positive relation? Like it seemed like he was really loved his mom at the beginning, and then
Yeah.
it wasn't until Daddy taught him to
He
what
did.
we got to do.
Daddy taught me to hate.
So this really is like a sins of the father kind of thing. Because by the end of it, when he's going around and like literally committing crime to get what he wants,
The
it's
thing
his
that
dad's programming.
turns him, I think, like his dad's working him, but then the drunken encounter with his mom is the thing that seals the deal.
Okay.
He's like, she said don't poke.
Yeah, I want to poke.
Well, it turns out he did poke.
So was it
Yeah.
more that he saw her negatively when she was drunk, or that she was the one preventing him from getting poken?
No, I think this was actually just a flaw in the writing, because they're trying to get you to think that he was so mad at what she was saying that he was like, yeah, we should kill her. And again, this is a case of where I feel like what she was doing wasn't real. Like, I don't know that it seems realistic. Of course, not that this movie's realistic on any, but like just from a critical standpoint, it doesn't seem to me that just hearing your mom, because it wasn't even like she was talking bad about his girl or telling him he couldn't, put it in her mouth. So like it would be like I feel like this would be an awkward conversation. You'd be like, Mom,
Yeah.
but you wouldn't be like, I gotta fucking kill this bitch.
Well, I don't think it was that. I think it was the combination. It was an element.
yeah,
And
That
Dad laid the
can't
seeds.
tell- yeah.
Yeah, well, I think it showed that he's definitely his father's son.
yeah.
That he like
boy.
like something so small would set him off.
I still don't think he was at any point really like set off and in anything type of rage, other than it was so much easier for his dad to manipulate him because the mom was in that situation.
Yeah.
Like it just fed.
Well, he never seemed like he felt comfortable with what they
right.
did anyway.
He was never 100% on board with what was happening.
Yeah.
It's been well over 4 years since I read this, so I don't remember much
Well
about the
over.
story.
He was really faithful.
But was she more awful in
No.
the story?
I don't even think. I almost feel like she was more fleshed out in the movie than she was in
Is
the
it
story.
because like it's Nebraska and like who the fuck wants to live there anyway?
Nerd-Braska, more like.
I just genuinely did not see her as a bad character.
She wasn't a
Right.
bad character. I
No,
mean,
and
like,
even at the beginning, when it's like I really genuinely feel like he was a mama's boy at the beginning of this film. They kind of seemed like they were trying to point that out, and then the dad just once he realized he was at war with his wife, he started laying the groundwork to say, well, it would be real cool if she wasn't here. You'd be able to get away with a whole lot more if it was just us, but your mother doesn't want you to. And he was laying all that groundwork to say, basically, at the point where his son wanted to go and have sex and do what he was doing.
well, yeah, and if
it's
she took
your
him to
mama
Omaha,
that's
he wasn't going to see his
cock-blocking you.
girl. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it was never about that she was a bad character. It was just all about his psychosis, right?
Stop trying to win all the time, people. And this is men
Yeah.
and women nowadays. Just stop trying to win in every.
Well, everybody's just screaming at each other.
Dying on the principle.
Nobody listens.
Yeah, just stop trying to win in every interaction you have. And this is I mean, domestic violence is real and it's pervasive, and this is the thing. And then Tyrese is crying on the fucking internet, like,
Who's Tyrese?
right?
I mean that. Who's Tyrese?
He's an actor / model from the Fast and the Furious, and I think he's having some issues with his divorce and custody
issues.
issues. And if we would all just stop and say, okay, if I win this interaction, what does that mean? What does that cost the other person?
Some of us are able to do that in domestic disputes.
Well,
Exactly.
I was just recently at a professional development in my career, which was taught by a series of lawyers, and it was actually really interesting. Was one of the points that they brought up was
I think you mean lawyers.
Lawyer.
one of the points that they brought up was when you're sitting in a conflict or you're having conflict between somebody else, one of the best ways to resolve that is to basically placate them by giving them what they want. And most of the times what they want is to hear that they're right and to hear that, or at least that you're hearing and you value what they're saying. If you can give them something, many times if you go into a conflict situation with somebody else, if you can figure out what it is that they truly are wanting and you can somehow figure out to negotiate in there, give them a little bit of something that they want, a lot of times the conflict will just dissolve. It's that idea of when you die on the principle, like this person I'm going to war with, and literally one of us has to walk away from this table as the loser, and one of us has to walk away from this table as the winner, is where many times when we get into conflict that people are destroyed or crushed when really there could have been better come from it.
I hate that attitude, and like I don't want to get into any of the things that have been going on lately, but I will say I cannot stand the inability people have to just not listen and not at least grant the other person any kind of leeway or listen. I'm not trying to say I'm better than everyone. But I'm just saying I try to make a point of like my opinion is changeable. Like if you
I can get new information.
If you present information to me, I will listen to it and take it in. And if I feel like what you're saying makes better sense than what I was saying, I will come around to your side of thinking, or at least I'll give it more of a chance. Why can't everyone just be more Christ-like? Is what I'm trying to say.
I mean, it's pretty simple. Be Christ-like, okay?
But you know what I'm saying? Like I don't understand this whole like I'm not going to listen to you. I'm just going to scream my words at you, and you're going to scream your words at me, and they're just going to bounce off of each other, and there is no discourse.
It is the ego. That's the ego. That's the point where, when you're dealing with the conflict that you have to lean out of, because it's the ego that will destroy you and it will destroy the person you're in conflict. It's the humility that will allow you to walk away from the table with the person you're in conflict with and go, you know what? You had some really valuable things to say there.
Well, they just want to win, and they think that they can win at this, they can win in future things.
They, more often than not, and I'm so sorry, my lovely bros, are men.
Well, you know what?
Because it's been part of your upbringing. Now, I'm not saying specifically any of the men in this room. I'm just saying more often than not, the domestic violence situations are men being violent. More often than not, in the workplace, when you get into conflict situations, it's men who refuse to budge.
It's the conflict resolution, though, that I think men and women, I think you're right in the fact that men and women have different ways of dealing with the conflict.
Women say sorry more than men do.
Or
These are true
potentially
facts.
women can start going into a point where you shut out-verbalize, if we're going to talk stereotypes, you can out-verbalize a male can shut down, and that's where a man tends to get violent or aggressive.
Right.
I think
You
those are
end
the
up in
two.
a well.
Yes, oh well.
And I'm
Those are
talking
two different types, and that's not always, it does
Right.
not always work that way, but I'm just saying many people, if you think about just your humanity in general, the last time somebody disagreed with you, you took it personal, probably.
Oh, I'm
it's
the worst.
leaning out. It's the
Totally.
leaning out of it. What is it?
I thought I was supposed to be leaning in.
Leaning away
I'm
from
confused.
the idea of I have to be right or wrong. It's to lean where we grow as people is when we go, okay, I'm having conflict. Well, we grow out of conflict. Can I lean away from the story of right or wrong? That's
Right.
feeding my ego. And can I get to the core of like what's this conflict really about? That's where we grow.
And you can disagree with me because your own personal experience is different, but the facts and the history behind what I'm saying is true.
I think statistically, certainly, if you look at it, if you're looking just at like domestic violence or that kind of aggression, but
Or
I think,
workplace interactions.
but I think that's drilling down to a very specific thing. I think if you pull back, I think it's all people. I mean, I think again, what you're saying very specifically about violence and aggression, I think you're right again.
Or being, or confronting and wanting to be the winner in a conflict.
But
situation.
I think women have the same thing, but in a different way.
But we're just taught in two different ways. Now, I think you guys are special, and I honestly do feel.
Well,
that
no,
way.
and I'm not taking us out
But-
of this. I mean, I'm special, but I'm just saying.
Of course you are.
That's a kid.
I don't hang out with people that aren't.
That's a kid, but I do. I mean, honestly, I think if you pull back, it is from two different. It's coming from two different places, but I think it's all people. And again, this is what I've been seeing just in the last week, where no one can give up their position. No one is willing to give up their position or give any ground, men or women, on either side of anything.
It's just an interesting way. I mean, I deal in a really conflict heavy thing. Like my job is very, very conflict heavy, and I just am finding more and more that when I'm triggered by something, I have to lean out of what is this about for me, rather than like leaning away from like that whole ego of gotta be right, I've got to be right, I've got to be
You
a
can
story.
only control yourself,
Right.
So
And
you're right.
And interestingly enough, like in some of the conflict that I've dealt with is dealing with, like, I feel like women do, where you're saying is correct, Amy, and that I see women actually get excluded from the club.
Yeah.
That's a roundabout way of
Did
being.
you just fart, Andy?
Yeah.
Oh
You
my
did.
god.
Talking
Is that?
about both
Are you
ends.
being very conflict? You're creating conflict with my
Yeah,
nose.
well, I was conflict with my guts
Between the air and his ass.
and
It's a passive retort.
and the fart wand.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the mountain I died on.
Stank on you.
And you
But-
okay? Yes.
But
women
I
get
do think, like,
excluded.
I've seen that happen, like what you're talking about. Like,
Women
I'm
get
not an
talked over.
experiment, but it hurts me. Again, I think we deal with, like, men are celebrated for being assholes and this, but women for being a bitch. It's like, is that a positive? Is a negative? It's confusing because
Right.
sometimes being a bitch is all a woman has to hang on
Thank
to.
you.
And it's interesting because I have seen that where it's like, okay, well, you're not getting an invitation to the men's table now, so you're been excluded because you're smart, you're powerful, and you're kind of scary. So I agree
Also,
with what
those
you're
men
saying.
are not married to me, so they can't be at a table with me.
Right. I'm just
They're
getting
not
to the
married
base
to
level
me.
of all of our humanity. Typically when they're triggered about having to be right or wrong, it's our pride, it's our ego that keeps us from having resolve.
That's
I'm
all I was
re-
saying. Like, I agree. I think
I'm
that's
real bad about
a
that.
human thing. I just don't conflict. I don't think can be broken up just men, women. I think it's a human thing.
There's tribalism, even though we have both genders in our tribe, the genders break out into their own tribalistic type of attitudes and stuff too.
Idea of sensitive man, and like I'm speaking with like 4 people here at the table that are that's a real confusing new, like what do you do with
Nothing
that?
changes the fact, however, that domestic violence situations are overwhelmingly men.
Yep.
Mass shooters are overwhelmingly men.
Nobody's
Absolutely.
arguing that.
In the workplace, when
bet.
there are mixed gendered groups discussing important things in the workplace, women are talked over and not listened to as much.
I'm sorry, what?
All the leadership at where
What'd you
I
say?
work
I'm sorry, what? Can you
are
say that again?
men, and everybody else is women. And that's just always, that's how it is, and that's unfortunate. The women say, I'm sorry, more often than men do. These are facts and real. And I'm not saying anything other than like what happened in this movie, in this story. a man's pride was hurt and he killed the woman, and that keeps happening.
Yeah, and that's a deliberate theme in this movie, like what you're talking about, Amy. I think if you remember, he even says in those days nobody was concerned about when a man's wife went missing because that was his business. It wasn't even like a matter of the
and
public
those things are
good.
changing.
What's
This world is changing, and that's not
right?
Okay anymore, obviously. And we're getting more woke. We're waking up, y'all. But
we're constantly getting more woke. Constantly, even back in 1922, we've been continue to evolve as people.
The overwhelmingly amount of sexual assaults are committed by men towards women. This is the science. So there is that toxicness in the way men were raised that I think is changing, and I believe that in my heart that Kelley is raising really good kids and that are going to be just fine and that are going to turn the tide, and that's all going to be okay.
They've turned the tide.
They've already done it.
They're like, you see this bottle of Tide detergent?
Yep.
They turned it around and my mind was blown.
That tide got turned.
The beautiful thing about the world too that we're living in is that even you can have real shit ass parents and you can still, the resources are available to wake up.
Yep.
To see that things aren't right. And sometimes some of the best people come from growth from learning it wrong and then having to realize I have to break that foundation, rebuild and relearn.
Sometimes you can be just raised by one parent.
Absolutely.
And figure out some other shit.
Or people are being raised by the family dynamic has changed 100%.
Yeah. Mowgli was raised by wolves.
That's true.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Tarzan was raised by apes.
The people I find that are most fucked up come from nuclear families with stay-at-home moms. Not you, honey. But it's true.
I came home, watched Masters of the Universe, and ate a hard-boiled egg every day.
And how's your cholesterol now?
I don't even know. Speaking of.
Hey.
That's funny because I came home and watched Masters of the Universe and had like those little ice cream cups.
With the little like wooden spoon thing?
Yes, you remember those?
Yeah, and the little cardboard
Masters of the Universe
tab.
and ice cream cups.
Yeah.
I had no idea there were that many episodes of Masters of the Universe.
I would run to my house from the bus stop.
I also came home and watched Masters of the Universe. I had various snacks.
It wasn't just one
You
thing.
had both? You had a hard-boiled egg and an ice cream cup?
No, I would have sometimes.
Lati freaking dog.
Sometimes I had SpaghettiOs. Sometimes I had peanut butter apple slices. Sometimes I had chalky chip cookies.
I should change that because I was a beefaroni during the school year, but at summertime it was the ice cream cups because I would go to the pool. We had a pool pass. Go to the pool in the morning. Come home. He-Man ice cream cup.
That sounds like heaven.
Important, right?
Did you?
I was a latchkey kid, and I would come home to an empty house, and I would make sure there were no murderers in it first.
Yeah.
And then I probably read a book or something.
Yeah.
I don't know what I
She's
ate.
like, I read. She fancy.
What'd you eat, Andy?
Bowls of rice.
Oh.
I knew that.
Yeah.
I could just look at you and know that.
I was a latchkey kid too, so we had to fend for ourselves.
But you had siblings with you, so you didn't have to look for murderers by yourself.
Yeah, Amy wins this.
Thank you.
No, I'm going to talk over.
It's very important for Amy to win this one.
I will burn the studio down.
As people,
What are you trying to say, motherfucker?
I'm just fucking with you.
as children who came home with no
That's
parents
true, though.
home, did you have any training when you walked into the door? If the door was unlocked, what were you supposed to do?
Well, so that happened once. We lived in an apartment, and I think something was wrong with the door. Like when you shut it, it wouldn't shut. You'd have to like hold it and lock it. And I don't think I did it right, or somebody, either me or my mom. I don't know who left. You know, I'm sure we left at the same time. Doesn't matter. Okay, so the door would bounce back open, and I guess I didn't shut it right. So I came home from school and it was wide open. So I think I ended up calling like my mom, and she ended up calling like a friend or the police or something had to come to the house. And,
Did you go inside the house to call her?
I think I walked to like the apartment complex, like or like a friend's place to call her.
You watched the video. You were right. You did the right thing.
Yeah,
Listen,
you did.
bitch, I ain't
You
going
stopped,
in
dropped,
there.
and rolled on that fire.
Mom, do you remember? I don't remember what happened, but it was just like the door.
Did you have a secret code word?
Oh, I went away for a second.
Hold on.
I think it's still recording though,
It's
right?
not.
No. Okay.
Or maybe it is. I don't know.
So
Did you
So,
have
yeah.
a secret code word?
I don't think so.
Fidelio.
we
Did you?
did.
Fidelia.
Well, my mom was always home. Like Amy said, I came from a very 1950s style household. That's it. That's the whole story. It was so great.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's everything it was cracked up to be in pop culture. it was perfect.
Yeah.
I kind of had a little bit of both. When I was little, my mom was at home, but then when I went to school, she got jobs.
Yeah.
But she was around a lot
Yeah.
until I was a teenager.
My mom would babysit, and she was a cleaning lady sometimes. Those were her jobs.
So it wasn't I mean, she was working.
Yeah.
Yeah.
9 to 5.
But yeah, like part-time.
9 to 1.
Raising us kids was work enough, am I right?
Part-time.
Yeah.
Ooh, A.T. Shane.
Yeah, no wonder people threw their wives in the well.
Yeah.
Are you trying to say something
Yeah.
about me?
Andy hates women.
Hey, just chatty women, just like yap 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 yap.
It's more fun to talk about this stuff than to watch this movie.
He wants to kill people.
It
and steal
wasn't.
their
I liked
shoes.
it actually.
I did too. I thought it was
I mean,
really good.
it did feel like they stretched it out a little too
People
long.
are different.
like your butthole.
Yeah, like my butthole when I farted earlier.
Yeah.
But it was like it's not like it broke new territory in terms of movies, but it was
No.
enjoyable.
It's a
It's
classically
a good
well-made movie.
Yeah, it's a good movie, but it's just boring. I'll
just
never watch
wasn't
it
what
again.
I wanted.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'll probably never. I don't rewatch movies anymore. I might rewatch Ragnarok. That was
I
pretty
mostly
fucking great.
rewatch movies. This will not be one on my
Yeah.
list.
Watch
I mean,
Simple
like
Plan
new
instead.
Movies, I mean, yeah.
If you haven't seen it, that's
Simple,
Yeah.
Simple Plan is really good.
Yeah.
Or just Dolores Claiborne.
Or Read the Ruins.
It's a pretty beautifully shot movie. There's a lot to value in this movie, and the rats I thought were real effective in the ending. I thought was real effective.
Although, did anybody laugh when the cow went through the
It was
No.
very abrupt.
Yeah.
It was very abrupt. Like 1 minute it was there, 1 minute it was gone.
It was very comical.
Do you think that's the cow that was in the Twister trailer that flew at the
Poor
car?
cow.
I'm glad
The
it's getting
stunt
work.
Yeah, you never see it. You never see it. In the
I
movie.
know. It's got a bad agent.
It's like the cartoons where you like dig a pit and put like straw over it,
Yeah.
and then the person walks on top of it and they don't sink right away.
Was this on the was it on the show that I talked about how in the cartoons when they would build those like snare traps where you stepped into the rope?
And then you went up.
I never realized that the conceit was that someone was hiding and was going to yank the rope. I thought somehow the way they tied the knot, that if you stepped into it, it automatically did that.
Kelly,
That's
you-
what I thought too. It was
You
like a-
just explained that to me. You understand that, right? I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either. You're talking about where they're hanging upside down, their
Yeah.
ankles are tied?
Yeah.
so like somebody's
There's
in the
someone
background.
hiding.
No.
I thought there was a counterweight situation.
Yeah, I
to
thought it
those
was like
traps.
a.
No,
like-
I don't
like-
think so.
Like the branch was snapping back or something.
All right, listeners, we're going to
I
need
don't
you
think
to
so.
explain that
There's
to us.
no
I mean,
way
you
to.
could do it that way, the way you're saying, sure, but I think the whole point is that you'd leave it unattended.
I think if you look at this, there's not a way to just step into a hole in the middle of a rope and it close around your ankle.
Well, if cartoons have taught me anything,
Well, there's more to it than that.
There's-
Isn't there a triggering mechanism under the rope?
Oh,
No.
Scientist Freddy.
No.
What's the name of that trap? We
Nobody
call it
knows.
Just watch
rope,
Saw.
upside downy rope trap.
Yeah.
Someone is hiding,
Right.
like the Ewoks are hiding in the bushes, and
think
they're
Kelly's
yanking
right.
but
the
you
rope.
never
that
see
way.
that in the cartoons. You never see anybody
But there's
hiding.
always bushes,
And everybody runs out.
because it's always in the jungle.
I think you could do both, but there's okay.
The
Listeners, we're gonna
physics
need
of
your help.
stepping onto that
I'm
ground
gonna
and then
lean
it
out of
just
this one.
cinching around your ankle.
I
You
think-
try it.
Well, I think it
You.
disturbed the atmosphere around the rope,
Oh.
and it just snapped back.
You're right. I will. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to lean out of this,
Lean out.
and I'm going to try and listen to your side.
Nope.
We'll do
Kelly, I think you want it, but
I
that's
will-
me.
I will throw
did
you.
he?
I will throw you all down.
It's combined with a. It's called a baited snare. Hold on, here you go.
Okay.
This is really easy to find, unfortunately. Which means somebody's out there hanging in one. Hold on.
I'm
Alright.
gonna have to buy 4 cows because I got 4 bodies thrown a well.
All right. Well,
Here's what you need: build a tree, string, noose, trap. Materials needed: 5 feet of rope, knife, various size sticks, and sapling tree. Stretch sapling to the ground. Take 2 sticks with hoods to act as hammer sticks and place them into the ground. Blah 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 blah. Rig a counterweight.
Mm-hmm.
Hold up.
okay. So
How do you
next
trigger
week
that?
in our final episode of Return of the King,
I'm skipping ahead.
we're gonna watch The Dark Tower,
Oh boy!
right?
No, I'm interested.
I'm interested too.
Can I tell you what? I'm glad you're doing this to
I
give
didn't
me
see
an
it.
excuse and a
I know.
reason to watch it. I was very disappointed in the trailer and the
Yeah.
description. I mean, I wrote a whole fucking.
A lot of
article
people
about
hated it.
It doesn't look
Right.
good. The
Yeah.
Dark Tower is like this beautiful, epic, like rich, like fantasy.
Smooth.
It's like cream.
Thick.
There are a lot of things, and this, like, even if they only took like one book
Yeah.
Like I feel like this tried to do too much in one movie.
Yeah.
And I know if you talk about it to people, like they're like, well, they weren't sure they were gonna. If you're not sure you're gonna be able to tell the story right, I don't
get too
think
ambitious.
you should tell the story
Yeah.
that way.
Have they announced how many movies it's supposed to be, or is it just a one shot? Or
I think that they
don't think
were
it
going to
did
leave
very
this
well.
a one shot, and then if it did well, they were going to maybe greenlight more.
Yeah.
I don't think that's
I see
gonna
how
happen.
it works now.
Yeah.
All right.
It's a twig goes in the middle of the noose. When they step on the twig, it breaks and triggers the trap.
Okay. So let's.
That's crazy.
It is crazy.
You want to see it? There's a little
All right.
video.
Oh, I believe you.
Oh
Pretty
God,
cool.
Freddy.
No, I'm not saying you don't believe me. I just thought it was interesting.
All right. So here's the deal. We're going to talk about the Dark Tower next
cool.
week.
It is cool.
I'm
We're gonna do
going
this.
to review Bad Ben. That's going to be that episode. Then we'll have a feedback show. Then it is Patron's Choice, which is December. We're now going to randomly select 3 patrons.
Are you fucking listening right now?
Bitch butts.
Listen, your name might happen.
And if your name happens, we need you to select a movie for us to watch.
And quickly.
Any rules on that? Something
Just-
we haven't covered before.
If it's something that we need to order, we need to know sooner than later.
Yeah, don't be real obscure either, because
Yeah.
that gets hard to find.
Yeah.
So that's-
Unless you know that it's streaming.
Yes.
On an easily found.
That would be
Yeah.
awesome. Or if it's something I can get on iTunes, that's fine too. Just
Yeah.
as long as it's something that's
Amazon, iTunes, Shudder,
Yeah.
nothing
Netflix, Hulu.
If we need to order physical
YouTube.
media,
yeah.
that would be tough.
Yeah,
Let's
don't
put
do
it that
to
way.
us.
Or even YouTube. There's a lot of movies on there too.
Yeah. All right. Are you ready?
Yeah.
I'm using a random number generator. We have
Mm-hmm.
2 through 93. It corresponds to a spreadsheet Amy has in front
Oh my
of
God,
her.
Fred.
Can I
with
add
the
one
name.
more rule?
Yes.
Yeah.
Or an addendum to a rule. I would say, like, if we have a lot of listeners who have not heard our old shows, if there is a movie where you're like, I wish I'd been able to hear that, or I'd like to hear that, they did it in 2007.
Yeah.
I'd like to hear if their feelings have changed about it now.
That's okay.
Yeah. That's
but
fine.
say that's what you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like say like I'd like to hear you revisit Spaghetti-O Murders.
All right. Here we go.
Oh, I'm making that movie.
77.
All right. 77. Donnie Duncan.
Oh shit! Dunkin' them donuts, Donnie.
All right. I'll send you a message on Patreon,
I'm
Donnie.
sorry.
Are you ready for the next one?
What district is he in?
Oh, I don't know.
District 12.
63.
Matthew Hopkins.
Matthew Hopkins. Come on down.
Matty Hops.
Matty Hops.
You ready for the last one?
Yeah.
13.
Lucky number 13 is Jeremy Burmeister.
Oh! What luck!
Who's a very good friend. Okay, so we have Jeremy, Matty Hops, Donnie D. Come on down. You get to pick the episodes we're going to talk about in December. Thank you very much. All right.
How shall they communicate this to us?
Freddie will email them.
Yeah, I'm going to send you a message via Patreon.
Along with nude photos.
And nude photos.
Slide in them DMs. Okay, as always, our Beelzebubs who are very special to us. We're gonna talk about. We're gonna say their names.
Let's say them.
Say my name. Say my name. Jimmy B.
Jimmy, good on you.
Amanda.
Let's high five. We do need to
We need
literally
a high five, girl. We need to get that.
Yeah, we got to get that going. It's been a tough month for a
It's
range
been
of
rough.
things.
Yeah. Elise.
Yay, my girlfriend.
Jeremy Burmeister. We were just talking about Jay Burm.
Good buddy. Good buddy.
How you doing, good buddy? Mikey P.
Mikey P.
Michael Powell, who we just
Yeah.
hung out with. Marky Dubs. Mark Watts.
Oh.
Do you guys like your
Oh,
nicknames that we
What?
come up for you? Do you guys like these nicknames?
That's irrelevant to me.
I don't care.
Nicknames are nicknames. And I'm gonna throw 'em.
Balake Hiath. Balake Hiath.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, please tell him we have an AA on somewhere.
Billy F.
Yeah.
New York City.
Where the paste picante sauce doesn't come from.
Nope. Brandon Boone.
Brandon, something happened to you, man.
I kid him.
Oh, shout out to Brandon and his wife Tish and his baby daughter. They had
Oh,
they had the cutest costume.
They did.
came out to the live show. They were
They were the Gilmore Girls.
so
what was
cute.
made like it? I didn't even realize at first.
Yeah.
Like when because I mean they dress cute normally anyway, but like then when they said we're Gilmore Girls and I looked at them,
Yeah.
like the costumes are actually very very like detailed and it was good.
Yeah, and Brandon was a little itty bitty Luke.
Yeah. She looked exactly like Lorelai once. Like I realized who she was supposed to be. I was like, oh shit! Oh my god! Am I in Fox Hollow right now? Not Fox Hollow. Stars Hollow. Where's Fox Hollow?
I don't.
Fox Hollow Farm.
Know.
That's on that haunted show.
Go fact yourself.
Witness. Paranormal Witness is Fox Hollow. Stars Hollow is Gilmore Girls.
Tree and Alex. What's up, boo?
Tree and Alex, are you glad that I had that little digression right before your names?
Albert, yes.
Yeah, Albert, you my boy.
Alberto D.
Also, my boy.
What's up?
You got a lot of boys.
You're my boy.
Holler at your boy.
You're my pretty little boy.
Hello, my boy. Beautiful baby boy.
Hey, Ernest, you're our little boy.
Oh, boy.
Ooh, Kevin Spacey getting hard right now.
Oh.
Do I have to stop? Sometimes, like, when I want to describe someone as Spacey, I'd say they were Kevin Spacey. Does that have to stop now? I mean, it's never going to. It's never going to. But
Yeah.
I want to give everyone the idea that I even consider
That was funny. Yesterday, we went to the dog park yesterday, and there was a dog named Louie, and he was humping everybody.
We were like, ironic.
Hey, the dog knows.
Brooke.
Brooke, also my boy. This is just it's a state. It's not a gender.
It's a state of being. And Adam.
You already know.
You my boy.
There you go.
You my good boy.
Sometimes it's nice to hear it, Kelley.
Oh, Adam's my boy.
You're my little Mr. Boy. That's what I say to Philly.
It's like
Little Mr. Boy.
He's my little Mr. Boy.
it's like in Ghost where Patrick Swayze always says ditto.
Ditto.
Demi
You're like,
Moore wanted him to say "I love you."
Say the words.
Ditto.
Say it.
All right. So have we done what we came here to do?
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Bye.
Bye.
Give and get love.
Frankenstein was wondering if he should go to bed.